Hey fam, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me tell you about it. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast, just in one place. Now download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. You are listening to The Black Landscape with Andrea Spearman, where Black excellence is always trending. So thanks for joining the Black Landscape podcast with your girl, Andrea Spearman. Today we welcome Tajianna Okechukwu, emerging filmmaker, actress, and co-host of the Shea Butter and Popcorn podcast. Her Black excellence is telling stories that will shift paradigms and shape culture through the lens of the Black experience. Hey, Tajianna.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing well, sis. How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good in this pandemic, getting things done. Quarantine has been amazing for my skin.
Oh, man. Oh, definitely. Been inside and not exposed to the elements as much. Yeah.
Exactly. So I've known this young lady for a little while, but for those who don't, Tajianna, talk to us about how you started in your filmmaking journey.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's been a minute. It's been about a decade of learning film related things. I started off in high school, in my high school's film program. After seeing my mom be in plays and direct her first feature film, I was like, I want to do that. So I joined my high school film program and got so immersed in it. And then in college, I double majored in acting and film. I added the double major about halfway through college. And then, now we're here a year and a half, almost 2 years post grad, just freelancing and doing the thing. So, yeah.
So I know that you do some acting too. Did acting come first or the storytelling aspect?
Yes, acting came first because my seeing my mom, who's also a multidisciplinary artist, I was able to just see her in her element. And I think I was like probably 9 when, those casting agents that come up to you, they used to be in like Walmart and stuff. And they're like, "Hey, little girl, you want to be on TV?" And I was like, "Mommy, Daddy, I want to be on TV." And they're like, "Oh no, it's starting." So I'm like running up to them with the flyer and stuff, and then from there they put me in on screen, on camera acting classes, and then it's been a wild ride since then. I haven't stopped. I did stop a little bit in high school to play sports, but I was still in drama, so that was my first love, and then I got into film in high school. So I was acting when I was in my adolescence more so, and then I got into film afterwards. And now film has kind of taken over and acting has become secondary, but they still work together. I'm still very much both those things. So
talk to me more about your filmmaking experience in college.
I went to Azusa Pacific University, which is a private Christian school in Southern California near Los Angeles. And I had the opportunity of double majoring there. And so that's where I got my training from. My formal training, college training, is I got my BFA in acting from there and my BA in cinematic arts from there as well. So that was a very wild ride, and that experience made me realize that I wanted to tell stories about my people because I was in such a culture shock being surrounded by a lot of people who didn't look like me and didn't share many experiences as me, and experiencing a lot of microaggressions and racism and different things. It kind of was like God took me through the trenches to bring me to the light, if you will. So yeah, I'm very thankful for that experience.
Speaking of you specific experiences with your background as a young Black woman director, how have you observed the landscape changing for Black female directors, like within and outside of Hollywood, like even more locally in like the time since you were a younger person, a younger like child, to now being a 20 something young woman?
Oh man, gosh, like I didn't see people behind the scenes who were Black growing up. It very much, in at least in my sphere of influence in my network, when I was growing up as a little girl doing acting, behind the scenes, people who were teaching the courses, people who were filming me, and just crew wise, I didn't really see that many Black people. So when I started getting into the filmmaking part in high school, that's when it was like, whoa, like this is possible for me. And then, of course, I feel like it's been so recent, like seeing the surge of Black filmmakers, especially Black women filmmakers, seeing,
Mhm.
directors, producers, writers. I think it's just all about like highlighting people and like showing like, hey, we're here, and like making us visible. It's just been a wild ride just on Netflix, looking at these different specials, like highlighting, Black filmmakers and things of the sort. So yeah, it's still an ongoing journey. I say it's pretty recent. So still got a lot of work to do, but yeah.
Yeah, like have there been any like Black women filmmakers that have influenced you or really stood out to you, like, oh my gosh, like this specific person is amazing, I'm loving what she does?
Man, oh my gosh. I mean, Ava DuVernay and Issa Rae off the bat, like I love them. I love the stories that they create. I love, oh my gosh. I mean, like every one of them. I don't- like, oh my gosh, Gina Prince Blythewood, like a director of Love and Basketball. Like just
Hmm.
so many Black women filmmakers and directors who are just so awesome and so talented. I feel like they each have their own flavor, their own genre that they tackle, and I just love them, and I love the work that they put out. It's so inspiring, and they pull up, the next generation coming up behind them. So that's what I also like about them as well.
Yes, yes, there are so many great Black women right now that are really getting their dues, and we're trying to give them their flowers while they're still
Yes,
here.
while they're still
um
here, please.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, like, specifically your heritage, as a Nigerian American. Have you been influenced by Nollywood film industry?
Yeah, definitely. I always I always joke with my best friend. She's Ghanaian, and we always talk about Nollywood and like just filmmakers in Africa, and how the access and the technology that is necessary to tell great stories. And sometimes we joke about like, oh, why they do this angle like this, or oh my gosh, this acting so dramatic. They over here yelling and all this stuff. But I think that's part of the
Right.
culture, and it's so fun. And I think watching Nollywood films has also taught me a lot about making it do with what you have, and also just looking at like all these different dramatic storylines. It's really been a very interesting process of watching Nollywood films. I still have a lot to catch up on, of course, but the ones that I have watched thus far are very dramatic and over the top, and it's taught me a lot about comedy. It's taught me a lot about drama. It's taught me a lot about action, all their little background music that they put and stuff like that. So yeah,
Oh yeah, those background music soundtrack be popping, okay?
look,
You be
they
ready to
got it
dance
going
in
on.
almost every scene.
Right.
Do-do-do-do.
Yeah, they're a lot, but I love them. It wouldn't be them without that, So that's the kind of the branding. But yeah, they're great. Definitely. If y'all have any, Nollywood film recommendations, let me know, because I'm always trying to be put on to the culture even more so.
Yeah, so just, shifting over to yourself, and talk to me about what's your latest project? What's going on with you right now?
Yeah. So currently, actually, like literally now, in the midst of editing my second music video that I just directed.
Hey now.
That will be a Yeah, that will be coming out soon.
Talk about some artists that you work with, and what's how that process is different from like filmmaking, doing dramatic or comedic work. How are music videos different?
Yeah, I mean, music videos, obviously, when it comes to like, short films or other narrative content, is definitely shorter, but there's so much more fast paced. You have, an artist who's singing and has to be engaging for like 3 minutes, and you have all of these like, you may have a narrative scene mixed in with them, singing their lyrics. You may have choreography, so it's a much faster pace type of tone. So there's that aspect to it, but it is so similar in the fact that like just like with directing narrative stuff, you still have to like get your actors to give a compelling performance, same way that as a director or creative director of a music video, you have to get your artists to interact with the camera while they're lip syncing their songs. So yeah, those are similarities, but also it is different in terms of the pacing and like all of the elements that go into it are it's a little bit faster paced and a little bit more chaotic in my experience, in a shorter amount of time.
We love chaos.
Love it.
Have artists come to you specifically, or have you sought them out because you just
Yeah.
enjoyed their work?
Yeah, so I was summoned. So when I direct, I've directed two thus far, and the first one, Janelle Shante, love you sis. She reached out to me because she was actually I cast her in a short film that I co-directed with my girl Leah the previous year, in 2019. So when it was time for her to get her music video off the ground, COVID had hit, and then the original director wasn't able to because they're an international student, and so she had reached out to me as a fresh grad navigating the freelance life, and was like, I want to work with a Black woman director to bring this to life, as she saw that I was new in my directing journey and gave me that opportunity to direct my first music video and direct a music video that's about woman empowerment through the lens of a Black woman specifically, in that whole dope visual experience. So that was really fun. And then from there, just had other artists in the community reach out about doing music videos for their tracks. I got to do a hip hop rap music video after that one with Theman Freeman and Black Thesis after that, and we have some stuff upcoming, another music video with Janelle and some other folks down the line this year. So I'm pretty excited.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Working with musical artists can always be a shift of pace and a different journey, as you said, in a much smaller amount of
Right.
time.
Right.
Okay, so now on to the question. The people want to know, what's up with that Jordan commercial, though?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love y'all. It's been a crazy, crazy time, but I'm super grateful and thankful for that experience on my first union set, and still not signed, still not union though. And that just how everything came to be. It's a super dope opportunity to just tap back in with basketball and just be in something fun and an impactful commercial as well, which is always my thing, is like being a part of work that's like groundbreaking. So yeah, love all of the congratulations and well wishes. It's been a long time. I've been acting since I was, about 9, 10 years old. So this is the first major project, in front of the camera, besides what I've been doing in the past of short films and other commercial content that I've done within the past year or two. So this one has definitely taken the cake. But yeah, I'm super excited.
I think one of the fun parts of that was just myself like, wait, Tatiana know how to play basketball?
Right. A lot of people didn't know.
And like trying to picture you on the court.
Yeah, that's actually hilarious. A lot of people didn't know. One of my big brother figures, Michael, he was like, I didn't know ball was life. And that was just hilarious. Because yeah, I actually played basketball from middle school to college with intramurals. I played in middle school. I played as the only girl on the all boys team for some time during the summers, and then played in tournaments at church when we were having basketball. And then I played in high school, JV, and a swinger on varsity. And then in college, I played just recreationally the intramural sports So yeah, basketball is a big love of mine. I was a little rusty because it's been a minute since we've been, out and about, and the courts are closed, because of COVID. So I haven't been able to go out and like shoot around and stuff. But yeah, it was super fun to tap back in with basketball for sure.
That was just such a great image. And I did watch some snippets that you shared on Instagram. And
Yeah.
I was like, look at Taji. And especially the one you shared that says, I finally got it in.
Right, exactly.
Speaking for myself, it's been a very, very long time
Hmm.
since I've played basketball myself
Oof.
or even
Yeah.
attempted to dribble. So I commend you
Yes.
for, dusting the rust off
Yeah.
for the Jordan people.
Yeah. In the commercial, I don't really, in that specific cut, you don't really like see me do too much ball movement, but because that's not the direction that they ended up going towards. But just to have, more footage than less. So it was still fun to be doing that.
Oh yeah, we definitely always want the more than the less. So talk to me about the fitting process. I saw a little bit of that on your Instagram stories as well. But tell the people about it. What
Oh my
happened?
gosh. Yeah, that was insane. I really honestly didn't even find out that I booked it until like 2 days before, or even the day before is when they sent the official like congratulations, like we're officially booking you. It was so interesting because you had the COVID test and then the contracts, and it's like, wait, so this is a yes? But in regards to the fitting, I mean, it's usually close, right before the shoot. It was the day before, but it's interesting because of COVID, it was definitely like a drive through type of fitting. They had to roll up to my apartment complex with all the outfits that they had to send to the production team, and send over to get approval on what I was going to wear the next day. So I had to take clothes from them, with our masks on, hand me the clothes. I take the clothes and go in my bathroom, put them on, change, come out, and go back into the parking lot. They take a picture of me, send it to production. I take the next outfit, go back into my bathroom, try that one on. So we just did that for probably about like 30 to 45 minutes. And it was very interesting. And that's the way of the world now. That's what we have to do, to keep everybody safe. So that was the fitting process. And yeah, it was super super cute. Everybody's been asking if I was able to keep the clothes. Yes, I was able to keep the clothes. I wasn't able to keep the shoes that I was wearing in the commercial, but they did give me a pair of Jordans, and they're really cute. So
Boo.
I know the shoes are unreleased, so I couldn't take them, but they did give me another pair of Jordans, which are super cute. So
Okay.
so yeah.
I understand that they got to keep it business. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you can't be exposing the designs now. But yeah, no, it was great. I appreciate the new pair of Jordans that I have, in my closet now. So
Well, that sounds amazing. It sounds like such a wonderful and warm experience
mhm.
with, casting people, with the fitting crew, and the overall direction of the commercial. It looks wonderful.
Thanks. Yeah, it's really nice. The director was amazing. He was just so adamant during the audition process that, I really liked your audition. He was like, I know production's concerned a little bit about, oh, we should get somebody with, I guess looking for more like professional basketball player type of like skill set and aura. But he was like, you have this look, and I just really hope that we get to work together. And I guess he was able to vouch for me and get me booked. So it was a very very nice process, and they were very patient with me in terms of the shooting and the dribbling and getting all of that choreographed correctly, especially the ending shot of the commercial of, staring into the camera, holding the ball, and like taking off really fast. And I had to do that multiple times. Like, okay, Tajianna, you got to go faster. You got to go faster. I need you to get out of here and just run off camera. So he was really awesome to work with, and we had a strong connection during the audition process, and I'm glad that I was able to get hired on and work with him. It was a very, very beautiful process, beautiful people, and shot it on an Arri Alexa, which is just a beautiful cinema camera. It makes you look beautiful on camera. So that was that, and just the whole process of staying safe, the whole crew It was amazing. It was nerve-wracking being like, I'm the only cast member here. But like, it was just great because I also, I'm behind the camera. So I got to actually work with people who I usually am a production assistant for. And they're like, I see your talent today. I'm usually behind the camera helping them. So it was very like interesting to be in front of the camera and they're, helping me in a different way. So that was super fun and just a testament to like me being on both sides of the camera. That was just super, super fun.
Yes, I agree. I think it's amazing how the film industry has been able to accommodate these times and these protocols and really make things work and really pull things together. And, it's very true what they say of us artists. The show must go on.
Right. Right. It ain't stopping for nobody. Everybody wants their content and entertainment right now while they're indoors. So we're trying to do our best to, tell these stories and still entertain the world, but stay safe and keep each other safe as much as possible. And I've just been so blessed this past year to still be in that and be working and just be on such safe sets and everything like that. So it's been a challenge, but it's very necessary. And a lot of it is like, dang, why wasn't we doing this before? We was just dirty before. Like, so it's been eye-opening and great.
Hello.
Right. But it's been great, honestly. I'm also working on some writing projects. I've been getting into screenwriting, so I'm trying to get into the writing world and create, because you gotta, tell your own stories. And I think that's a lot about like being an emerging director. It's like, how am I supposed to direct stuff? It's like you also have to write stuff or find people to write stuff for you. So I'm trying to delve into writing more and just, be the whole package and get some scripts ready, some content ready, and then try to pitch that to some networks or different folks where it's applicable and also produce some stuff independently. So that's kind of what I'm working on now is branching out and actually, getting things on paper and getting that script to screen process going.
It's so important to diversify your skills to be able to tell a full and quality and vibrant and robust story.
Yeah.
To be able to see things from different angles where it's coming from something that's in your mind and then it has to go down on paper and then it has to get back up to your eyes and then you have to tell other people how to see what you're seeing.
Yeah, it's a whole art. It really is. It's a whole, there's so many different muscles that you have to exercise in order to do that.
Yes.
I think it's so important to have that, ownership of like, not only am I like directing this visual, but to say that the dialogue and the words and the context and everything, the story, the plot, comes from my brain as well is such an empowering thing, I feel like. So I'm definitely trying to get into that arena of becoming that, triple threat of like, you write, you shoot, and you direct, I think it's awesome. In addition to acting, I think it's nice to have all of those skills in your back pocket because it's necessary.
One standout film from you that really like checks in and resonates with me is Flexing in My Complexion.
Yes.
Can you tell the people more about that film and like how that idea sparked?
Yes. Man, that, oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites that I've done. So Flexing in My Complexion is a documentary, a short documentary that I shot and directed, which basically just highlights three of my homegirls, and I interview them and talk about their experience, or they highlight their experience rather with colorism or lack of experience with colorism, if that makes sense. And it's really just having those sit down conversations with your friends that are really important. And I feel like I was able to implement that well. And I also was able to interweave some graphics, visuals, GIFs, memes, if you will, from like current shows or even old shows actually, from back in the day, and kind of like, using those as inserts to highlight what my friends were talking about in reference to colorism in media and, in different shows or, with different artists from today. So that was a really fun passion project that I submitted to a few. Originally, it was submitting it to a festival that I didn't get into, And of course, if I did it, today, a few years later, it would look totally different, of course, way more improved. But I was able to obviously screen at a few exhibitions. One, of course, due to you. Thank you so much for extending that hand and
Oh,
having,
you're welcome.
yes. So having some eyes on that was really cool. And it's opened a lot of doors for me and a lot of conversations. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, we love a conversation starter, okay?
Okay. We love it.
And like speaking on having like multiple skills and being able to pivot, I know you're bringing some of these gifts and talents to our local Oakland community, Oakland and San Leandro community with
Ma'am.
Real Oakland. So
Yeah.
tell me more about them and like your role there.
Yes. So I work as a media instructor or teaching artist, if you will, with Real Oakland, which is an after school program for high school students interested in filmmaking. So we teach film production and different elements of documentary filmmaking, of just media in general. And essentially, at the end of the semester, the students come up and basically make their own film project. And I'm still very fairly new. I'm finishing up my first semester. The first real semester was supposed to be in spring, but I taught one session and then everything shut down because of COVID. So I literally got hired on right when the pandemic started. So I'm just now finishing up my first full run with them, and it's been a blast. Shout out to Antonia Onyejikwe, who is the founder, my Nigerian sis. But yeah, it's been a blast. I'm really proud of my students for just stretching themselves, and like making a film virtually is like very difficult, and like
I'm
filming,
sure.
Zoom interviews, trying to record people's interviews and like, hey, teacher, what do you think about what's going on? Oh, wait, is this recording? Oh, da da da. So they've been handling it very well. So it's a different muscle to exercise, but I mean, creatives, that's all we do is be flexible and adapt and pivot. So I'm really juiced about Real Oakland. Make sure that y'all follow Real Oakland on Instagram at Real Oakland, REEL Oakland. Get it? Because real, like film real. Okay. Um, corny. But yeah, so definitely follow us, get some merch. It's a great after school program for students. Right now, we're just in Oakland schools, but we want to branch out. So, and if you are like a filmmaker and want to teach, always looking to expand the team and rotate and grow. So definitely tap in.
I love a good elevator pitch.
Come on now. I'm always
Any filmmakers, we want you to come and help us.
look.
Get into it. So we're going to shift into something that's really fun and entertaining. Your opinion podcast, Shea Butter and Popcorn.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
How did you and Chelsea Johnson come up with this project? Like, what?
Yes. So Chelsea actually came to me with the idea, and with the name and everything, like that. And so we always joke and say that I'm the shea butter, she's the popcorn, personality wise. So yeah, she came to me with the idea and asked me to be co-host. It's been about a year and some change now, so we're headed into season 4. But essentially, the podcast.
Yeah, season 4.
Yes, season 4. Can
Come
you
on,
believe it?
longevity, continuity.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, time is just flying by, like, literally flying by. I don't understand how we got here. But Shea Butter and Popcorn is essentially our podcast where we do movie and TV show commentary and reviews. And we also have implemented, interviewing different guests, just like how we're doing now, things of that sort. So it's a very fun time. Make sure you follow us at Shea Butter Popcorn on Instagram. Love a shameless plug. And yeah, just stay beefed up with the podcast. We release a new episode every Friday.
Thank you, because I sure was going to ask you to drop all the social medias.
Look, go to our Instagram. It has all of our links where you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, Podbean, all that stuff, iHeartRadio. So yeah, definitely check us out. And we have Twitter too. But if you go to our Instagram bio, all the links are there.
Thank you so much, Tajianna, for joining us today. We will also have all of the information in our caption and on our website. This has been another exciting and wonderful, juicy episode of The Black Landscape with Andrea Spearman, where Black excellence is always trending.